Many enlightened ones have laughed upon realization, not politely, not symbolically. They laughed from the belly, from relief, from something finally loosening. And for seekers watching from the outside, this can be confusing. Why laughter? What's funny about truth? Nothing is being mocked. What's being seen is the end of a misunderstanding. For a long time, there was effort to become better, effort to awaken, effort to reach peace, God, freedom, enlightenment. The seeker was sincere, the longing was real, the suffering felt personal. And then, sometimes suddenly, sometimes quietly, it becomes clear the one who was seeking is what was being sought. And in that moment, the seriousness collapses. Imagine spending years searching the world for something you're holding in your hand, traveling, studying, striving, and then you notice. Of course, there is laughter, not cruel laughter, not superior laughter, the laughter of relief, the laughter of innocence restored. When realization dawns, it's seen that nothing was wrong with life. What felt wrong was the belief that something was missing, the belief that you are incomplete. And when that belief falls away, the weight carried by the imagined me drops all at once. The nervous system exhales, the body relaxes, and laughter arises because the tension is gone. This laughter is not planned. It doesn't come from thought. It comes from the same place as a deep sigh after danger passes. It's life saying, that wasn't real. Often, the laughter is followed by stillness, or tears, or silence. But the laughter comes first because the absurdity is seen. So much effort for what was never absent, so much struggle for something that never left. There is also compassion in this laughter, compassion for the character who tried so hard, compassion for the years of seeking, compassion for all beings still carrying the weight of a false identity. Nothing is rejected, nothing is ridiculed, everything is forgiven. Some describe it as waking from a dream. In the dream, everything felt urgent, dangerous, personal. But upon waking, the intensity dissolves. And sometimes you laugh, not because the dream was stupid, but because it felt so real. This is why not everyone laughs. Some realizations arrive softly. Some arrive gradually. Some dissolve the seeker over time. But when the collapse is sudden, when the identity drops in a single clear seeing, laughter is natural. If you have laughed, there is nothing wrong. If you have not laughed, there is nothing missing. Realization does not follow a script, it follows truth. And truth expresses itself through the human system in many ways. So if laughter arises, let it. It is not disrespect, it is not denial, it is the sound of a burden no longer being carried. The joke is not on you. The joke is that you were never trapped. And when that is seen, life becomes lighter. Not perfect, not detached, just lighter. If this resonated, sit quietly for a moment. Let the body feel what it feels. No interpretation needed. And remember, truth doesn't always arrive with thunder. Sometimes it arrives laughing. Not everyone laughs when truth is realized. Some begin to cry, not quietly, not briefly, but deeply, as if something ancient has finally been allowed to move. And for many seekers, this can be unsettling. Why tears? Why now? Isn't awakening supposed to be joyful, peaceful, light? Yes, but first, the heart opens. For years, sometimes lifetimes, the heart learned to protect itself, to brace, to endure, to hold. Not because life was cruel, but because misunderstanding required defense. When you believe you are separate, the world feels dangerous. Love feels conditional. Loss feels personal. So, the heart tightens, quietly, faithfully. Realization does not force the heart open, it invites it. And when the false center falls away, when the sense of being alone dissolves, the heart no longer needs armor. And when armor comes off, what was held back is finally felt. These tears are not sadness in the usual sense. They are not regret. They are not grief for something lost. They are grief for something imagined. Grief for the belief that you were ever separate, that you were ever unloved, that you had to earn belonging. Often there is a wave of tenderness toward life, toward others, toward the one you believed you were. Tears may come when seeing how hard you tried, how sincerely you searched, how patiently you endured confusion, and in that seeing, compassion floods the system. Some cry for minutes, some for days, some for no apparent reason at all. Nothing specific is being remembered. Nothing needs to be resolved. The nervous system is simply learning safety again, learning openness, learning that it no longer needs to contract. These tears are not emotional instability. They are emotional completion, the release of years of held breath, the thawing of frozen tenderness. Many fear these tears. They think, I'm regressing, I'm becoming emotional again. I thought I was past this. But awakening is not numbness. It is sensitivity without fear. It is openness without collapse. When realization is fresh, the heart is wide, vulnerable, alive. And tears may arise not because something is wrong, but because nothing is being resisted anymore. Sometimes the tears are accompanied by love, not love for something, just love. A soft, wordless warmth flowing through the chest, a feeling of being held by life itself. Other times, the tears arrive quietly, in the shower, while walking, while listening to music. No story attached, just release. Let them come. They are not asking for interpretation. They are asking for permission. Over time, the waves settle, the heart stabilizes. What remains is not constant emotion, but availability, a willingness to feel, a capacity to meet life without defense. If tears arise after realization, nothing has gone wrong. Something ancient has been allowed to heal. Awakening is not the absence of feeling. It is the end of resistance to feeling. And when the heart is finally free, sometimes the most natural expression is tears. If this speaks to you, place a hand on the chest for a moment. Feel the warmth there. No need to name it, no need to explain it. Just allow. Truth doesn't always arrive laughing. Sometimes it arrives with tears of relief. For some, realization does not arrive with laughter. It does not arrive with tears. It arrives as silence, not the silence of absence, but the silence that was always here once the noise subsides. And for many seekers, this silence can feel unfamiliar, even unsettling. The mind is used to movement, commentary, narration, interpretation. It speaks constantly, not because it is wrong, but because it learned to protect, to explain, to predict, to stay in control. So when realization dawns and the false center loosens, the mind relaxes, and when it relaxes, it becomes quiet. This quiet can feel strange at first. You may notice thoughts arise less frequently, inner dialogue slows, words feel unnecessary, not suppressed, not pushed away, just unneeded. Silence does not mean blankness. It is not unconsciousness. It is not dissociation. It is vivid, alert, intimate. In this silence, sounds feel closer, sensations feel clearer, life feels nearer without commentary, standing between you and it. You hear birds without naming them. You feel breath without controlling it. You are present without trying to be. Some become concerned. They ask, why don't I have insights anymore? Why isn't my mind producing answers? Have I lost something? But nothing has been lost. What has fallen away is the compulsion to explain experience to yourself. Silence is not the absence of intelligence. It is intelligence without noise. The body still knows how to move. The mind still knows how to function. But it no longer needs to narrate every moment to feel safe. In this silence, there is often a sense of spaciousness, not empty, open. Thoughts may still appear, but they pass like clouds. No urgency, no stickiness, no ownership. This can feel deeply peaceful, or it can feel disorienting, especially for those who lived mostly in thought. If your identity was built on thinking, silence may feel like groundlessness, but it is not the loss of self. It is the loss of unnecessary noise. Over time, this silence stabilizes. It becomes familiar, comfortable, home. Words return when needed. Thoughts arise when useful. But silence is no longer feared. It is trusted. This silence is not something to maintain, not something to protect, not something to hold. It is simply what remains when effort ends. If silence has appeared in your experience, you are not disappearing. You are not becoming less. You are becoming unobstructed. Awakening does not always announce itself. Sometimes it arrives without words. If you're listening now, notice the quiet behind these words, the space that receives sound. That space has never spoken, yet it has always been here. Rest there briefly. No need to understand. Silence understands. For many seekers, the most confusing realization of all is this one. Nothing special happens. No visions, no fireworks, no permanent bliss. Life looks the same. The world continues, and a quiet doubt appears. Was that it? Spiritual imagination is powerful. It fills the mind with images of awakening as dramatic, ecstatic, unmistakable. A moment that changes everything, a before and an after. But truth is far simpler than the mind's expectations. When realization dawns, the world does not transform. The seeing does. The dishes are still washed. The body still gets tired. Conversations still happen. But something subtle has shifted. The weight is gone. Ordinariness can feel disappointing if you are expecting transcendence, but what falls away is not life. It is resistance to life. Before realization, there was often a sense of striving, a feeling that something was missing, that peace was elsewhere, that fulfillment was delayed. After realization, that tension dissolves, not in fireworks, in simplicity. Many seekers doubt themselves here. They think, if this were real, wouldn't I feel different? And the answer is, you are different, just not in the way the mind imagined. There is less drama, less urgency, less internal commentary. But because nothing dramatic announces this shift, it can be overlooked, like noticing you're no longer carrying a heavy bag only after walking freely for a while. Ordinariness is not dullness, it is intimacy. Life is met directly without the filter of expectation. Coffee tastes like coffee. Walking feels like walking. Presence does not need to feel mystical to be real. Some describe this phase as strangely neutral, not high, not low, just okay. This neutrality is not emptiness, it is balance. The nervous system has stopped swinging between hope and fear. Over time, this ordinariness reveals its depth. There is ease in small things, patience in moments that once triggered, a natural kindness that doesn't try to be spiritual. Nothing special is happening, and yet everything is lighter. If realization has felt ordinary for you, that is not a failure. It may be the clearest sign that truth has been recognized. Truth does not need to impress, it needs to be lived. Awakening does not remove you from life, it returns you to it, fully, simply, ordinarily. If this resonates, notice the simplicity of this moment. No meaning required, no interpretation needed. Just this. Sometimes the deepest realization is the one that feels almost too ordinary to notice. At some point, peace may appear without a reason. Nothing has improved, nothing has been resolved, nothing has changed, and yet there is peace. This peace does not arrive because life finally cooperated. It does not depend on understanding, success, or clarity. It simply is. And for many seekers, this is deeply confusing. The mind looks for a cause. It asks, why am I calm right now? What did I do differently? How do I keep this? But this peace did not come from effort, so effort cannot maintain it. Peace without cause is not an emotion, it is not happiness, it is not bliss. It is the absence of inner argument. Before realization, there was often resistance. Resistance to what is, resistance to feeling, resistance to uncertainty. That resistance created tension, and tension felt like me. When resistance falls away, peace does not need to be created. It is revealed as the natural background of experience, like silence beneath sound. This peace can coexist with sadness, with tiredness, with difficult circumstances. It does not deny life, it holds it. You may still feel emotions, you may still have preferences, but there is no longer a fight inside. No commentary insisting that this moment should be different. Because this peace is quiet, the mind may overlook it or mistrust it. It may think, this won't last, something must be wrong, I'm just avoiding problems. But this peace is not avoidance, it is presence without resistance. Peace without cause is stable precisely because it does not depend on conditions. It does not need protection, it does not need explanation. It remains even when thoughts return. Over time, you may notice that situations which once disturbed you no longer have the same grip, not because you've become indifferent, but because there is no center for disturbance to land on. This peace does not make you passive, it makes you clear. Action still happens, decisions still arise, but they are no longer driven by inner conflict. If peace has appeared in your life without explanation, nothing is wrong. You have not bypassed anything. You have not lost your edge. You have simply stopped arguing with the moment. Peace does not come from arranging life perfectly. It comes when the need to arrange life falls away. If peace is present right now, do nothing with it. Do not analyze it. Do not cling to it. Simply notice that it does not ask to be understood. Truth does not always arrive dramatically. Sometimes it arrives as peace with no cause at all. For some, realization does not arrive as stillness. It arrives as aliveness, a sense of energy returning, not excitement, not intensity, but a quiet vitality moving through the body. And this too can be confusing. For a long time, energy was used to manage identity, to control thought, to defend an image, to hold emotional patterns in place. Much of life force was spent on psychological effort. When realization dawns, that effort relaxes, and the energy once tied up in resistance is freed. It does not surge upward dramatically, it simply returns. You may notice the body feels lighter, movement feels easier, presence feels embodied. You may feel more here without trying to be. This aliveness is not a spiritual high. It does not demand expression. It does not seek excitement. It is grounded, stable, available. Some feel this as warmth in the body, some as clarity in perception, some as a natural desire to move, walk, create, or engage. None of these are signs to chase. They are signs of release. When the sense of me loosens, life energy no longer needs to be managed. It flows, not wildly, naturally. This can feel unfamiliar, especially for those who live mostly in the head. Suddenly the body is felt from within. Breath moves freely. Sensation becomes vivid. There may be moments of tiredness, moments of rest. Energy is not constant, but it is no longer drained by inner struggle. Some mistake this aliveness for something that must be maintained. They worry, will this fade? Am I doing something wrong if it does? But energy moves in cycles. Realization does not freeze it. It frees it. This vitality does not make life perfect, but it makes life immediate. Moments feel full without needing to be special. Action happens more simply, without overthinking, without hesitation born of self-doubt. The body knows what to do when the mind stops interfering. If aliveness has appeared in your experience, there is no need to label it, no need to claim it, no need to spiritualize it. Let it live you. Realization does not remove you from the body, it returns you to it, fully, gently, alive. If you feel energy right now, notice where it is felt. No direction, no control, just sensation. Life expressing itself without resistance. Truth is not only quiet, sometimes it feels vividly alive. For many, one of the most noticeable shifts after realization is this. Fear changes. It does not always vanish, but it no longer owns you. Before realization, fear felt personal. It belonged to me, my future, my safety, my story. Fear carried weight because it was tied to an identity that felt real. When realization dawns, that identity loosens. And when it does, fear loses its center. This does not mean the body stops responding. The nervous system still protects, reflexes still function, but psychological fear, the endless anticipation, the imagined futures, the background anxiety begins to dissolve. Fear may still arise, but it arises without a story, without commentary, without ownership. You might notice fear appearing as a sensation only, a tightening, a flutter, a wave, and then it passes. No resistance, no follow-up. This can feel surprising, sometimes even unsettling. You may wonder, shouldn't I be more afraid right now? Am I becoming careless? But the absence of fear is not recklessness, it is clarity. Fear once tried to protect an image of self. When that image is seen through, fear has nothing to defend, so it relaxes. This does not make you passive. In fact, it often sharpens intelligence. You respond more directly. Decisions become simpler. Action arises without panic. Some describe this as trust. Not belief-based trust, not optimism, but a quiet confidence in life itself. Challenges still come. Loss still happens, uncertainty remains, but fear no longer dominates experience. It becomes a visitor, not a ruler. This shift often unfolds gradually. Fear loosens layer by layer. There is no final moment where fear is declared gone forever, and that is okay. What matters is not the absence of fear, but the absence of identification with it. If fear still arises for you, nothing has gone wrong. Realization does not create invulnerability. It creates freedom from being owned by fear. Fear fades when there is no one left to be afraid for. If fear arises now, notice it gently. Where is it felt? Without naming it, without resisting it. Let it move through open awareness. Truth does not make you fearless. It reveals that fear was never who you were. At some point, love may appear without an object. Not love for someone, not love towards something, just love. And for many seekers, this can be confusing. We are taught that love must move towards something, a person, a purpose, a belief. We are taught that love needs direction, but what is discovered in realization is something quieter. Love not as emotion, but as presence. When the sense of me loosens, love no longer needs to attach. It does not seek completion. It does not ask for return. It simply radiates. This love has no urgency, no hunger, no story. It is not intoxicating, it is stable. Some fear this. They wonder, why don't I feel the same intensity anymore? Why isn't love dramatic? Am I becoming detached? But this is not detachment, it is freedom from need. Love without an object does not exclude relationships. It transforms them. You still care, you still connect, but you are no longer seeking yourself through another. This love allows space. It does not grasp. It does not cling. It does not demand reassurance. And because it does not demand, it is gentle. Compassion arises naturally here. Not because you try to be kind, but because there is no separation to defend. Suffering is met without distance. This love does not burn hot. It glows, quietly, steadily, like warmth in the chest with no direction. Sometimes this love is felt as tenderness towards everything, towards strangers, toward animals, toward life itself. Sometimes it is barely noticed at all, and yet it colors everything. This love does not replace human emotion. Feelings still arise. Preferences still exist, but underneath them, there is no lack. If love without an object has appeared in your experience, nothing has gone missing. Something has been fulfilled. Love does not need a reason. It does not need a story. It does not need a target. It is what remains when separation dissolves. If love is present now, notice how quiet it is. No movement, no reach, just warmth, just openness. Truth does not always arrive as insight. Sometimes it arrives as love with nowhere to go. At some point, the search may simply stop, not because you decided to stop, not because you found the final answer. It stops because it is no longer needed. For a long time, seeking felt natural. Reading, listening, practicing, looking for clarity, looking for certainty, looking for truth. The seeker was sincere, the movement was honest, but seeking is fueled by one assumption, that something essential is missing. That fulfillment lies elsewhere. That peace is ahead. When realization dawns, that assumption quietly dissolves. Nothing announces it. No declaration is made. One day, the urgency is gone. Books may lose their pull. Teachings may feel repetitive. Questions no longer press for answers. Not because curiosity is dead, but because the questioner has relaxed. This can feel disorienting, even frightening. You may wonder, if I'm not seeking anymore, what am I doing? Am I stagnating? But seeking does not end in apathy. It ends in presence. Life does not stop unfolding. Growth does not end. Learning continues, but the inner sense of lack is absent. Seeking once provided identity. I am a seeker. I am on a path. I am becoming. When that identity loosens, space opens. This space is not empty. It is alive, responsive, open. The end of seeking does not mean the end of interest. It means interest without anxiety, engagement without desperation. You may still enjoy teachings, still appreciate guidance, but there is no pressure to arrive, no fear of missing something. Seeking falls away the way a crutch falls away when the leg is healed. Not rejected, just no longer required. If the urge to seek has softened in you, nothing has gone wrong. You have not settled. You have not lost depth. You have simply stopped running toward yourself. The search ends not because truth was found, but because it was never missing. If seeking has fallen quiet, notice what remains, not as an object, not as an answer, just as this. Truth does not need to be chased. Sometimes it ends the chase. After the laughter, after the tears, after the silence, after seeking has ended, life continues, but it continues differently. Nothing new needs to be added. Nothing old needs to be removed. What remains simply lives. Living as what remains is not an experience. It is not a state. It is not something you maintain. It is the absence of someone trying to live. The body wakes up. The day unfolds. Thoughts arise when useful. Emotions move when they move. But there is no longer a center holding it all together. Life is no longer personal, and because of that, it becomes intimate. You still speak, you still act, you still care, but actions are no longer weighed down by self-reference. There is less commentary, less friction, less inner negotiation. Responsibility remains, but guilt dissolves. Choices are made, but anxiety fades. Life is handled without being carried. Relationships simplify. Listening becomes natural. Reactions soften. there is room for others to be as they are, not because you try to be understanding, but because there is nothing to defend. You may notice humility here, not as an attitude, as a fact. No need to convince, no need to teach, no need to claim authority. Truth does not advertise itself. Challenges still appear, pain still happens, loss still visits, but suffering no longer compounds itself. There is pain without the story of why me. This is not transcendence, it is inclusion. Nothing is excluded from awareness. Nothing is pushed away. Life is met fully without resistance. Living as what remains feels ordinary, unremarkable, and yet there is a quiet freedom in it, a lightness, a sense of being carried rather than carrying. You may notice humor returning, not the laughter of realization, but a gentle smile at the movement of life. Things matter, but they don't weigh. There is no final arrival here, no finish line, no permanent conclusion, just life, living itself. If you are living this now, there is nothing to protect, nothing to prove, nothing to stabilize. Truth does not need guarding, it lives naturally as you. Realization does not end.